Good evening, everyone. We are here in downtown Miami, right outside of the Bank of America Tower. We are overlooking the City National Bank building. We are going to be walking around for about 1 hour tonight. And we are going to be giving a market to look ahead, even though on Monday, tomorrow, the markets are closed. So the stock market is closed and the fixed income market is closed as well. Trading reopens on Tuesday. Hey, I see Joey here. What's up, Joey? Good to see you. Brittany McMurdy is here. It says, evening, Tom. How are you, Brittany? Hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. Buy the Book is here. It says, hi, Tom. Sunshine after rain. It says, hey, Tom. Good to see you. Likewise, Sunshine. Joey says, how are you? Joey, I'm doing really good. I got a lot done today. Very productive day for me, which was good. Clark is here. What's up, Clark? Sally says, hi, Tom. Beautiful night. What's up, Sally? The Aviator says, evening, everybody. How are you, Aviator? Good to see you. NNB 045. Good to see you as well. And Santa Monica Rodriguez is here. What is going on? And as always, we have the Great Walk. So it is a extremely cold night in Miami. And when I mean cold, I mean like about 68 degrees. But for Miami, that is extremely, extremely cold. I'm actually shivering a little bit myself. Hey, Sarah G is here. What's up, Sarah G? I see Buy the Book. I see the one and only Michelle McGraw. What is it, Michelle McGraw? Says, hello, Tom, everybody. Hope the weather is good where you are, Michelle. Tony Cortez, what is up? So check out the clouds right above the Bank of America building. Joey said, Tom, I'd take 68 anytime. Yeah, Joey, it was weird. We had a bunch of tornado warnings for Miami-Dade County, and I believe in Naples, Florida, we may have had a hurricane, I mean not a hurricane, but a tornado actually touched down. Hey, Joshua Lopez is here, says, hi, Tom, hope you're well. What's up, Joshua? Good to see you on this blustery night in Miami. So for those of you who are joining that are from America, from the United States, pretty much everybody is off tomorrow. It is MLK Day or Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So pretty much the vast majority of people do have off. It is a holiday. I think the post offices are closed. Obviously the US stock markets, the equities market, as well as the fixed income markets are closed as well. Sunshine after rain, good to see you. Tony Cortez, as always, thank you for joining, my friend. Shop by Scott says, hi, Tom, let's go to 15th tonight. There's another cool church on the other end. Happy Sunday, everybody. Scott, you know what? We may just actually have to do that. We actually may have to do that tonight. Hope you're having a good weekend. Sarah G is a Florida couple drove into the tornado and survived. Jeez. You know, it wasn't that bad down in like southern Florida. It wasn't too bad, thank God. Hey, Dino, New Jersey says, good evening, Tom. Dante Rose is here. Good to see you, Dino. Good to see you, Dante. Welcome, everybody. Sabrina Fair says, hi, Tom. Nice night for a walk. It really is. It is a beautiful night here in Miami, but it is a cold one. I think this is some of the coldest temperatures we've had so far the entire year. 68 degrees. And I think it actually feels colder because today the sun didn't really come out at all. I think this is the first time since I've been in Miami where we had literally virtually no sun. So let's go to the Riverwalk tonight. We're going to check it out. There's a massive boat or a yacht that's there right now. It looks like James Bond. I got to show you guys. But right now we are at 701 Brickell outside of the Merrill Lynch building, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. Next week on Wall Street, tons of earnings. Obviously we had JP Morgan Chase reporting on Friday, but on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, obviously markets are closed on Monday, but we will have all of the financials reporting. Sarah G says 007. Shop by Scott says even the tornadoes are afraid to come to Miami. I know. How was it? So Scott, what was the weather like near you in Sunny Isles? It wasn't that bad, right? I mean, here it wasn't bad at all. Vinny Castellano, what's up, Vinny? Hope you're well, from Staten Island, New York. Always a pleasure to see you, Vinny Castellano. Sabrina Fair says cold. Yes, it is cold. It is about 68 degrees. Cynthia Martinez is here. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Cynthia Martinez, I believe, is another viewer from the 305. Gene says low 45 for South Florida on Tuesday. Wow. That's going to feel really crazy because I don't think I've ever been in Florida when it was that cold. Alan Wilson is here. Hey, Alan. Happy Sunday. Alan says good evening, everyone. Good evening to you too. So we're starting off the stream from a little bit of a different location. Usually we start off right outside the 1000 Museum building, but I was down here doing some work today, catching up on some projects. So we're gonna walk around here first and then we will head back up. Tanya S is here. Hello, Tanya S. Says hi, Tom. I hope all's well. And hello, everybody. Check out the moon tonight. I think we got a full moon. It looks pretty cool next to the W Hotel. Great walks as I'm watching the Australian Open and your stream. Very cool. Michelle McGraw says, I wish it was 68 here. What's it like over there, Michelle? Yeah, Scott says, nope, it was just a blustery, raw day. Like Seattle, not much rain, but everything was wet and cold. Lucas is cold in Miami. Now I don't have a place to escape the cold weather. It's cold in the West Coast. Yeah, Lucas, it was a little bit out of character today, to be honest, for Miami. A little bit out of character, but I think this whole week is going to be like that. NG says, hello, everybody. Good to see you, NG. As we pass the First Presbyterian Church here. I'm really digging the architecture. Otto is here, says, good evening, Tom. What's up, Otto? General says, over here in Lee County, it was bad. 22 homes destroyed and 68 uninhabitable. Wow. That is crazy. Fort Myers got it worse, you say. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so where I was in North Miami Beach, honestly, we probably got a good maybe 2.5 hours of rain. And that was it. It wasn't really that windy either. And then I took the bus to downtown Miami, and there was almost nothing downtown Miami. Hey, Savi is here. Says, good evening, Tom and everybody. Thiago's here. Good to see you, Savi. Ooh, Michelle McGraw says lots of snow. Lots and lots of snow. Well, that's pretty much par for the course for the Northeast. Sally, no, I am not, but I'm trying out a new microphone. So maybe I put the microphone on the inside of my shirt. Because today it's really windy. It's crazy, crazy windy. So usually I leave the microphone on the outside of the shirt, but today I put it on the inside, so it's probably a little bit muffled. But no, I'm feeling fine, feeling great. Thank God, knock on wood. So now we are outside of the W Hotel, but I want to check out the Miami Riverwalk first. Because they're actually just concluding I think it's called like a CrossFit competition that's going on right now in downtown Miami. Randy is here, says hello, Tom and everybody from Riverside, California. Awesome, Randy. Good to see you. Lucas says, Tom, it's snowing in New York City. It's like 11 degrees. Yikes. Charlie Richardson, I see you. What's up, Charlie? Hope you're well. Yeah, no snow in Florida, but definitely a little bit colder than usual, I would say. So everybody, I have to make a trip back to New York City next week. So I think I'm gonna fly out on Monday to go back to New York City. I'm probably gonna be there for maybe 5 days. So hopefully the weather here gets a little bit more warm so I can enjoy some of it before I go back. But right now, if you look to your right on the screen, this is the Aston Martin building that is not yet complete, but it should be complete in a couple years and it's gonna look amazing. CB Earth Day, what is going on? Michelle McGraw says, yeah, looks crazy out there right now, Tom. Hey Michelle, do you have off tomorrow for the MLK Day, or do you still have to work? Sunshine after rain says, wow Tom, nice, 5 days. Ooh, did it leave? Oh no, okay, so it's still here. So check out this yacht. I was walking across the bridge today to go to Brickell, and this guy, I mean, this yacht isn't as crazy as the ones we've seen before on the stream, but it's definitely outlandish. You got to check it out. We really can't even see it now because the color of the yacht is pitch black. But if you look directly in front of you, hopefully you'll be able to see it. Let me try to maneuver over here and I'll show you guys. Hey, I see Sarah G says 007 yacht. Ooh, Michelle McGraw says you gotta work. No big deal, no big deal. So a lot of the companies that I do consulting with and that I work with, they are off, and the financial markets are closed too. So, you know, hopefully it'll be a little bit of a relaxing day tomorrow. You know, it's always good to have a long week. Hey, Oliviera says good evening. Good evening to you too. Charlie Richardson is here. What's up, Jonathan? Hemp Lords is Stealth. So this is the white yacht here. I'm not sure how good it comes out on the stream because it's so dark, but check out this one. This one it's like pitch black, but during the day it looks amazing. Looks crazy. CB Earth Day, good to see you. Alan Wilson says, Tom, you ought to be hoping the weather gets a little more warm. Boogie Bob was saying it was 2 degrees in Times Square today. Whew. Yeah, hopefully when I'm there, it's not like that. Please God. Dino says, Tom, what do you think will happen with this week with oil prices due to the tensions in Russia and Ukraine? Yeah, so Dino, that's a good question, but so here's what I think about that. I think that all of the Russia and Ukraine nonsense is all noise. I think all of that stuff is priced into the markets. I really don't think it has that much of an impact, but I still hold my view that oil prices, or crude oil specifically, so the ticker symbol that I track is the crude oil futures contract. And I think that we are going to enter or have a continuation in our bull market in commodities. You know, I was reading an interesting Barron's article about 2 weeks ago that outlined a very, very strong bull thesis for a multi-decade, yes, a multi-decade commodity cycle. So I think that we're still gonna have commodity strength, especially in crude oil going into the next couple years here. So I'm expecting crude oil to continue higher. Alan Wilson says, what's the red light flashing for in the corner apartment? Which one? Let me see. I don't know, maybe it's just somebody throwing a party. I have no idea. Hey, Theresa says, good evening, Tom, and everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too, Theresa. Good to see you. We are here at the Miami Riverwalk. At least I think this is what it's called, and we're checking out all of the yachts. Lucas is turned to your right. All right, we will do that. But Dino, what do you think? I think crude is going higher over time. You know, it may be hard to predict the price action in crude oil. This boat that's coming through. This one's pretty nice size. Okay, above the boat's second floor. Oh, right here. So this is, honestly, it's probably just somebody throwing a party. These are all very high scale apartment buildings or even hotels. So it's probably just people throwing parties and stuff like that. Hey, Shauna Rock is here. What's up, Shauna Rock? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Sabrina Fair says, I'll take that one. Check out the moon in the midst of the clouds. I mean, that is a great shot. That looks awesome. Jared Covey. Hey, what's up, Jared? Says, can you get on the other side? Yeah, we're gonna do a whole walk around the entire perimeter here. But check out the Aston Martin building amidst the clouds. That is freaking, it looks crazy. Can you guys imagine what it's gonna look like when it's complete? Hey, Laytha's here. Happy Sunday, Laytha. Good to see you. Lucas says, at least people in Miami don't blast party music like they do in New York City. Well, Lucas, I guarantee you they do that too here, unfortunately, man. Dino says, I think prices will rise for about a week or two and then come down. It always happens. Zilch says, hey, Zilch, you here? What is up, Zilch? We are checking out all of the yachts here on the Miami Riverwalk. Well, you know, usually when specific assets or even commodities are in trend, not everything goes up in a straight line. What I like to call it is it's an upward sloping drift. It's like a random walk. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with the financial theory called random walk theory. But usually those types of commodities, especially if we think about the type of environment we're in. So what do I mean by that? I mean that we are in an environment of high inflation, right? We just had a CPI print that came in at about 7%. We're still dealing with supply chain bottlenecks. And if you actually listen to some of these earnings reports and some of these CEOs or chief financial officers on a lot of these earnings reports that were released and that will be released very soon as we enter earnings season here, you know, a lot of these executives are saying, you know, sales are down at our companies not because of low demand, but because we physically don't have the products to sell to consumers. So I think that's why we saw a little bit of a stumble in consumer spending over the last month. We had consumer spending numbers come in, and they came in a little bit worse than expected. But if we actually hammer down and drill down into that data, one of the main reasons why we saw auto sales drop a little bit was because there's physically no cars to sell to consumers. And this is due to a number of things. This is due to the supply chain shortage. This is due to all the bottlenecks at the ports. And number one, this is due to the global semiconductor shortage. You know, if you think about EVs, electric vehicles, and even just regular vehicles in general, in one EV, there's about 2,000 semiconductors or chips in just one car. And there's a global semiconductor shortage. So that's definitely something we have to watch out for too. Sarah G says, has China also restricted trade to other countries? I mean, I don't think so, but China really, you know, does whatever China likes to do. But one thing I'm concerned about China, Sarah G, is that they are actually going into hard lockdowns for COVID, and I think that is going to absolutely cripple their economy. Hey, George says, good evening, Tom and everybody. What's up, George? Happy Sunday. Zilt says Tampa Bay kicked the crap out of the Eagles today. Did they really? I didn't even know that they were playing. Hey, Tom says, so nobody's fishing, huh? You know what, Tom, we're going to walk over to the other side and we'll see if anybody's fishing over there. Carolina Tom says, gold will shine in 2022. Cash until March and be rewarded with great opportunity. Patience, says Carolina Tom. Thanks for joining, Carolina Tom. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good weekend so far. Hey, Patty Benty says, hi, Tom. It's snowing in New York. You know, I'm not a big fan of snow. However, you know, it's good to see snow in New York at least once a year. It's good to see snow in New York at least once a year. It does look nice. All right, this is the Intercontinental Hotel across the water here, and this has the dancing lady on the side of the building. Hey, Natasha says, hi, Tom. What's up, Natasha? Good to see you. Sarah G says, I heard about that. There's no way to stop the spread now, maybe in the first month, but after that. Yeah, I mean, China, some cities in China are going into like physical, full-on, full-blown lockdown, just like we did in 2020. So I think that is going to cripple China. Hey, Norm C is here. What's up, my friend Norm? Says 49ers just beat the Cowboys. I see the Mighty Bull is in the house. What's up, Mighty Bull? Cool on 516. It's kind of chilly in Miami. Yeah, cool on 516. It's about 68 degrees here. Really freezing. Yeah, Chris says China zero COVID is a pipe dream. I agree with that. Natasha, good to see you. STG Tech 2 says, dude is smart. So are you, man. You're smart too, and I appreciate you being here. Ooh, we got another boat coming through. Let's check it out. Pretty nice boat too. Alan Wilson's, it's better to be in Miami watching YouTube and seeing the snow in New York City. True. Vinny Castellanos, his fifth face reveal tonight. Maybe. STG Tech 2 says, Tom, what do you do? For a career, I am in tech sales. So enterprise software, hardware, and telecommunications. Triple G is here, says, hi, Tom. Good to see you. Miguel Gonzalez, Christy S. in Iowa is here. Good to see you. I think Dino said something. Let's see. Dino says $100 a barrel of oil seems to be the barometer and psychological tipping point. It'll trigger uncertainty. Yeah, well, I mean, many of the big Wall Street investment banks are actually calling for $120 a barrel oil by the end of 2022. I'm not sure about that, but as you guys know, I've been talking about this, since 4 months ago on the channel. My price target for crude oil, ticker symbol CL, is $100 a barrel. Michael says Cowboys lost. Good to see you, Michael. Steven says OPEC doesn't want $100 a barrel, though, do they? Yeah, but I mean, I think it just. So I think there's a two-faceted argument here about that. Number one, I think you're right, but I think you're going to see a lot of fund managers and even just businesses in general, or large companies in general, buying crude as an inflation hedge. Freaked out about inflation. Obviously, we had that CPI print last week come in at around 7%. That's going to freak people out, and they're going to start buying risk-off assets, I think. But then again, a higher crude oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex and is the lifeblood for the stock market. Because if crude oil is up, 9 times out of 10, that means all the major investment banking stocks are going to be higher as well. Because as we know, the major investment banks have levered long bets in crude, and once crude gets a bid, you get a bid in the financial sector, which lifts the overall very, very large part of the S&P 500 that is weighted towards financials. Hey, Kim Grant is here. What's up, Kim? We're checking out the Aston Martin building here in Miami, and we're checking out some boats too. I think we got another one coming. I'll show you guys. Good to see you, Kim. This is so peaceful in this area. Patty, when does come back from Korea? Hopefully soon, but we're just waiting on the H-1B visa, which is a pain. TR says hi, Tom. What's up, TR? Starving Artist says hello, everybody, and good evening from Canada. Good to see you, Starving Artist. The Mighty Bull. says learning, watching, thinking. Paul P says greetings from Savannah, Georgia. Hey, STG Tech 2 says I used to work in television. That's awesome, man. Lady Daddy says, does it get any better than that? Welcome from Suffolk County, New York. Hey, I am from one county over from you. I'm from Nassau. So thank you for joining. Long Island's a great place. I'll actually be back there in Long Island, South Shore of Long Island, next week. Only for a short while though. Hey Chris says, you believe be changed back to risk on if inflation starts to reflect downward in the coming months? Yeah, I mean, I think it really just has to depend on rates, right? It really has to depend on rates. But here's also another thing that I think the market is waiting on. This is the year 2022, and what does that mean? Well, for anybody in the United States, we have to understand that this is a midterm election year. So if we look back throughout history, and you guys could Google this as well and, fact check me if you want. Look at the stock market performance of the S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones Industrial Average during a midterm election year. What we'll see is that equities prices are actually flat to negative for the first half of the year. And then during Q3 and Q4 of the year during midterm elections, we actually get a big bid. Stock market really starts to take off, especially if there is a gridlock across Washington. Because contrary to what a lot of people think, say the business cycle in general actually likes when nothing gets done in Washington. They like it when there's a gridlock in the Senate. They like it when there's a gridlock in Congress, or you name it. They don't like anything getting done because if nothing gets done, there's no more rules, there's no new regulations, so usually the market charges on. Hey, I think I see EBITDA here. Hey, what's up, EBITDA? Happy Sunday from Miami. EBITDA says, hey Tom, hope you had a nice weekend. I did. It's a long weekend. So EBITDA, I'm assuming that you have off tomorrow. It is MLK Day tomorrow. Financial markets are closed. Deja Vu is from Pittsburgh, 12 plus inches of snow. Go Steelers. Wow, Deja Vu, you really have a foot of snow? That's a lot. Ron TV Metro is joining us. Says, hi everybody, what is up, Ron TV Metro? TR says, my family is in Chester, New York. Very cool. RR Walks says, good evening, Tom and everybody. Good evening, RR Walks. Hope you are well. We're taking a little stroll around the Riverwalk here in downtown Miami, but then we are going to and Mary Brickell Village. But it seems to be a very active night on this Sunday night here. And I think that's probably because everybody, or let's say the vast majority of people, they don't have to work tomorrow, which is good. So speaking of EBITDA, we got the Bank of America Tower right here. Hey, I see Joe Hernandez. What's up, Joe? Michael says, a good weekend to analyze some swing trades for the portfolio. Yeah, I would say so. So I want to show everybody the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Now this is supposedly one of the most expensive hotels in the world in terms of like a chain hotel. It's right here, and there's also one in the Deutsche Bank Tower right in the heart of New York City at Columbus Circle, the Mandarin Oriental. And I think the room started about $1,000 per night, which is kind of crazy. Hey, Christina says, Tom, is this the Brickell District? So this is, we're right next to it, but we are going to venture a little bit further into Brickell and head to Mary Brickell Village. Henry is here once again, says Connecticut is freezing. Henry, what part of Connecticut are you from? James Davidson, my pal James Davidson says hi, Tom. What is up, James? Jared Kobe says my Super Bowl prediction, Bucks versus 49ers. Yeah, Michael says overpriced. I agree. Hey, Solo's here. What's up, Solo401? Good to see you. This says I'll take 2, Tom. Marita, good to see you, Marita. Mars Kabilt says hello. Good to see you, Mars Kabilt. Jonathan Francis, hey, from snowing New York. What's up, Jonathan? How much snow are you guys supposed to get up there in New York? The Mighty Bull says, Tom, New York is freezing. Alan Wilson says, I'll take cool weather in Florida rather than 12 inches of snow. Same here. I mean, if you're not from a place where it snows a lot, it can look cool, but you know, if you were born and raised where you get a lot of snow, it gets old, it really does. Hey, Sam Pod is here. What's up, Sam? Says, hi, Tom. Fort Myers had a tornado today. I know. It was where I am in North Miami Beach. I woke up and it was very windy and rainy, but thank God we didn't get any damage. It was just maybe windy and rainy for about, I'd say probably 2 or 3 hours. Oh, we got a fishing boat coming through here. Hey, Christina says, Tom, I am freezing here in San Diego. It is 64 degrees. I used to live in Fort Lauderdale. There are nights in South Florida about December 24th, 1989. Yeah, Christina, we were talking about that yesterday, that there's some nights that it actually got down below freezing in southern Florida. Daniel Jamal says, Tom, what is the restaurant called? I'm not sure, but let's check it out. Let's take a look. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. Hey, everybody, we have the one and only Geo SFG says, hey, Tom, the Niners won't happen. Same conference, Bills in Green Bay in the SB. Yeah, Geo SFG, I have no idea about anything football, so I'm just going to have to agree with you. I have no idea about anything football. But good to see you, Geo. Hope you're well, man. Thank you for joining. We are here in Miami. Hope you're staying warm wherever you are. Oh, these guys are all dressed up really nice. Check this out. Christina says cold nights in the south is 30 degrees. Wow. Hey, our pal Abdullah is here from Saudi Arabia. What is up, Abdullah? Have I been to Coconut Grove? Not yet, but we will go to Coconut Grove, I promise. Abdullah, good to see you, man. EBITDA says it will be Green Bay versus Kansas City or Buffalo, 100%. So if I had to root for one team, it'd probably be the Buffalo Bills, just because they're from New York. Is that fair? They're good. I like these guys. Gio says, I'm staying cozy, bud. Wife made a delicious dinner. Getting ready to watch the KC game. There we go. Well, it's good to hear from you, Gio. Always good to hear from you, my friend. Thank you for joining the chat tonight. EBITDA says, Buffalo looked amazing against the Patriots. There is no one who wants to play them right now. EBITDA, hopefully you have a long weekend. Hopefully you're off tomorrow. Hey, STG Tech 2. Thank you for the $5 donation, my friends. It's for chips and salsa. I definitely will get some chips and salsa, 100%. So thank you for the donation. Sean So Blessed says, Tom, what are your thoughts on crypto right now? So Sean's so blessed. A big portion of the Behind the Street newsletter that I'm going to send out to everybody tonight is going to cover the cryptocurrency space. What we've been seeing is ever since the March lows of 2020, there's been equities and cryptocurrencies, more specifically Bitcoin. And usually a lot of people like to buy Bitcoin because it usually acts as an uncorrelated asset, right? So as of now, ever since we've been seeing this big wave of money printing from the Federal Reserve, we've actually been seeing equities and Bitcoin move in lockstep. So what we can draw from that is that Bitcoin is becoming a risk-on asset. So if you want to find out more about what I think about that, I'm going to send it out to Hey Zilch, thank you so much for the $5 donation. It says, go join them, Tom, and sing your heart out. Zilch, I'd never do that to you, man. I think if I did that, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm unsubscribing from this channel immediately. So I'll spare you guys. Hey, Alberto says, hola from Bolivia. Very cool. We are here at the Miami Riverwalk tonight. Hey, Mars, it seems no pandemic because they're singing out loud with no masks. Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much we could do. I mean, the vaccines are out. You know, pretty much everybody's vaccinated. At some point, you got to live your life. Geo says, appreciate you, Tom. Good to see you as always. Check out Hail ETF. I really like waste management. Let me take a screenshot of that. I'm going to check out Hail ETF. Yeah, waste management is actually probably a good one to own in this environment, Geo. We were talking about this a little bit before, that during times of very high inflation, strong pricing power, because when the costs of raw materials and the costs of goods that go into making a lot of these products go up, you want to be able to own a particular company that is able to pass on those cost increases to consumers. And a company like Waste Management, Apple, a lot of the big mega cap tech will definitely be able to do that without a doubt. But always remember that, because that is a very, very important factor, because as we know, as interest rates go up, that's why we're seeing a lot of these very high beta, high octane growth stocks means a price to earnings compression. And the reason for that is because as interest rates go up, a lot of these tech stocks, their earnings are predicated in the future, right? So if we do a present value of the dollar, a present value of earnings calculation, or a discounted cash flow model, the value of those earnings in the future and those cash flows in the future are now worth less today because interest rates are going up. So hopefully that makes sense, but we'll cover that more in the newsletter. Hey, Armando is here. Hola, Armando. Habla español un poco. Hola, Armando. Good to see you. Deja Vu says commercialized Ethereum. So speaking of Ethereum, did anybody see the Lex Friedman interview with Vitalik? That was a really good... is that his name, Lex Friedman? Am I saying that right? It's Lex something. I'm terrible with names, though. Jonathan Francis, how do you get out of the house on a Sunday night? Lost in the Curves is so glad to be along on the Riverwalk. Good to see you, Lost in Cali. Good to see you, Armando. Lee says there's no mask mandate in Florida. Good to see you, Lee. Lee is a Miami native. Kim and went to the hospital for an unrelated thing and wound up with COVID from the hospital. Oh man, Kim. Well, I hope you get better. Hey, STG Tech 2, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Sunshine After Rain says, I agree, Tom. Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people have been... EBITDA, yes, correct. So EBITDA, that was probably... Have you seen that interview? It was with Vitalik Buterin and Lex Friedman. Really just an intriguing interview. Hey, Faith is here. What's up, Faith? Good to see you. Trinidad Music says, to skate in military terms is to take it easy. Ah, I think it does. I think I heard my dad say that one time. Like skating by. But yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts on the pandemic. I'm like, at this point, there's only so much we could do. All the vaccines are out. So, and pretty much, I'm just talking about the United States. Pretty much everybody that's of eligible age is vaccinated. So at some point, the show must go on. As long as you take all your precautions, you do the social distancing, you wash your hands, at some point you gotta just truck on, man. But that's just my opinion. Ooh, everybody, now it's a party. We got the Swan joining us from Ireland. Good to see you, the Swan. We are here at the Riverwalk in Miami, checking out some of the yachts, some of the buildings, and talking a little bit of finance. Colin says, I agree. Obama says, what's up with Al Gore's global warming? So you know what, Obama, I think I was in 8th grade, and I was taking, I'm not sure if there's any New Yorkers in the chat, but in New York, we have something called a Regents. It's like your state examinations. So you have to take like a Regents exam. And leading up to the Regents exam, we had to watch that Al Gore documentary on global warming. And they were really, really ramming us heavy with that. I think this was 8th grade. I think this was earth science in 8th grade. And there was actually a lot of questions about it on the Regents examination. Those were good times. Not really. Ed Potke is here, says, hi, Tom. Getting a foot of snow tonight here in Corning. Ooh. Yeah, Ed Potke is joining us from way, way upstate New York in Corning, New York, where the very famous Corning Museum of Glass is. So good to see you, Ed Potke. Faith says, hi, Tom. Good evening there in Miami. Faith, boats here. Hey, that's awesome, STG Tech 2. Therapy for your dog, Kodiak. That's awesome. That's so cool that you're able to do that. Well, good for you. That's awesome. I commend you for that. It's a very admirable thing. Cabrini says, have you gotten a chance to make friends in Florida since moving there? I mean, the only friends I've really have here are some new-ish clients, but a lot of those clients that are here in Florida, they own businesses in New York, and they have a lot of satellite offices here in Southern Florida. Vike says, hey, Tom, I'm enjoying my 25-degree temperature. Vikes, good to see you. I'm enjoying the 68-degree frigid temperature here in Miami. I really want to get up on this roof ledge here with all of these palm trees lit up there. Patty says, Tom, have you ever been to Asia or Europe? I have not, but that is on the bucket list. That is on the bucket list. Norm C says, is that the James Bond boat over there? So the black one, it's the black one right here. Let me see if we can walk over there so you guys can see it a little bit better. Christina says, I hated the Regents in high school back in Brooklyn. It's horrible. It was horrible. But surprisingly, I did pretty good on all of mine. Surprisingly, and I'm a horrible test taker. Ooh, we got a little boat coming through here. Claudio Mendez says, hey, Tom, good weather compared to New York. What's up, Claudio? Happy Sunday. RJ says, Olaf from Colorado. Tom, hope you had a good day. I had a great day today. Obama says, runaway numbers had changed. Kim Grant says, doesn't Al Gore have a private jet? I think he has a couple. Judy D says, hi Tom, good evening. What's up, Judy? So this building right here is the Aston Martin building, and it's supposedly, when it's complete, it's going to be lit up in all amazing colors. Tanya S says that yacht has a metallic look. Dan McLaren says, good evening, Tom. I can't wait to see the Aston Martin Tower lit up. Can you imagine how amazing that's going to look? This thing is going to look sick. Well, I guess we'll have to wait for a year. So next year when we're streaming, I promise to show you guys. Christina says, I spent my time watching the financial trading on Wall Street. Ah, very cool. Okay, let's check out. Jay Einstein says hi. What's up, Jay? Dr. Ray Ray says, good evening, everybody, and Tom, what is up? Good to see you. What's up, Mars, Sarah G, everybody? I'm going to show you guys the Cipriani. Let me know if you can see it. It's right here. It's like a very, very upscale place. Shot by Scott says, these are the days they don't tell you about in the brochure. Yeah, Scott, I want my money back, man. I need a refund, dude. But you know what, Scott? I mean, not for nothing. It's good that it's not like ripping hot every day, because in the summer here in Southern Florida, it is like full blast. QBiz, what is up? QBiz says, hey Tom in chat. What's up, QBiz? We were just taking a walk around the Riverwalk, looking at some of the yachts and things like that. I'll show you guys one more view of the full moon. Check out how bright this moon looks. No clouds, not a cloud in the sky. Just a beautiful full moon. War Walker says, Tom, it's chilly outside. What weird weather today in the 305. Very weird weather. Hope you weren't affected by the tornado. Everybody, we have our pal Lily here. Says hello and happy Sunday. Mary Kay is here. What's up, Mary Kay? 39 Forever Full says tornado warning. It was a tornado warning today. It was crazy. Judy D says, you would make an excellent tour guide, Tom. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rochelle says, my daughter and I were there. We did the Riverwalk, and Brad Pitt has his black yacht. Oh, is that his black yacht? I didn't know that. Very cool. Rochelle, good to see you. Yeah, this is a beautiful spot for a run. If you live here, I'd be running here every single day. Hey, photos from around New York says it's snowing, watching on mute. What is up? Photos from around New York. Good to see you. Tornado, you're right. Faith says the Riverwalk looks really charming. So this week, hopefully, I mean, pending on the weather, I really want to try to stream right around 4 o'clock down here. And I really, you know, every time I'm down here around like 4 p.m., you could see dolphins jumping in and out. So I want to show you guys that on the stream. Walking into the parking garage here at the W Hotel, and you're going to be able to see the Cipriani. This is a very famous sort of upscale restaurant Miami. You could sort of see the beautiful chandelier here. For the Love of God says, yes, the sunset, that is coming up. Corey Anderson says, that is pretty. I've traveled all over the country and parts of the world. That is nice. Yeah, it's really beautiful here in Southern Florida, especially the wildlife. You know, I think now that it's a little bit colder, I've been having these parakeets right outside my window almost every day when I wake up in the morning. And they are, let's just say they're really, really loud. These parakeets, crazy loud. More to Life says, hi Tom. What do you think about investing in the Metaverse? So I think it's a good idea, but I think it's a better idea to invest in the companies that have exposure to the metaverse. So upcoming on the stream on this week, we're going to be talking about Microsoft. We're going to be talking about Qualcomm specifically. I'm in the middle of writing a major bull thesis on Qualcomm, and they are going to play a pivotal role in the metaverse. So stay tuned for that conversation. We're probably going to have that conversation maybe on Thursday, Qualcomm. So this is the Cyprian. More to Life is specifically the Oculus. But I think this is one thing that we need to look out for. And this really happens with every single industry trend, right? Every time you have a new, what happens is a lot of companies start, the products and services are actually ready to go to market. And I think that's normal just for a marketing tactic. So I could say conclusively right now, the metaverse isn't really ready for prime time, in my opinion. The infrastructure still needs to be laid. More specifically, what I'm referring to are traditional 5G networks. And I think that not only traditional 5G wireless networks need to be laid first, but actual 5G fiber. So this is like hardwire fiber. And we're seeing this happen right now. If we think about the internet and how the internet actually works, what a lot of people don't know is there is a race in the ocean right now. Yes, a race in the ocean. If you think about all the big major tech companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, they're actually buying hundreds of thousands of miles of fiber optic cables and running them all around the world. You could look this up for yourself. I was actually going to take a job. Well, let me pull back. I wasn't going to take a job doing that. I was going to interview for a company that does consulting with large tech companies to help them reduce costs when buying and manufacturing these fiber optic cables. So there's a lot of cables that run off the coast of New York City, off the coast of California, and they span hundreds of thousands of miles around the globe, and they're buried 4 to 5 miles underneath the ocean. And that's really what makes the internet work. But more to come on that. Hey, Tanya S. with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate all the support and the donation. Tanya S., thank you so much. Appreciate it, Tanya S. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream too. So when I mean, the infrastructure is not laid yet, in order to have traditional and true metaverse applications, you need to have the infrastructure to support the latency requirements. So I'm not sure if anybody knows what the terminology latency means, but if you're running some sort of artificial intelligence application or AR or VR headset or whatever it may be, maybe it's a game in the metaverse or whatever, you need to be able to run extremely low latency and high throughput applications, and that requires dedicated 5G wireless networks as well as fiber 5G fixed home wireless networks. But a lot of people don't think about that, but that is true. The way the internet and the way the world is connected is through hundreds of thousands of miles of fiber optic cable that is literally run under the ground, under the ocean floor, connecting different continents and countries together. It's kind of crazy. Hey, Sam Miguel is here. Says hi, Tom. What's up, Sam Miguel? Good to see you, my friend. Jesse James, good to see you. Jonathan Francis, Governor of New York, says, indeed, eviction moratorium will expire. So Jonathan Francis, what is your take on that? What do you think is going to come about of that? I'd be interested to see what your take is. Colin says there are underwater cables between Ireland and the US. Yeah. Yep, there's, I believe as of now, there's about 880,000 dedicated miles of cables running all around the world. And if we look at the uptick in who's actually acquiring the vast majority of these cables, it's Amazon, it's Microsoft, and it's Google. And so we would ask ourselves, well, why do we think that Google, Amazon, and Microsoft are acquiring all of these cables? Well, it's because they run huge cloud servers, and in order for the internet to stay running 24/7, 365, you need to own that infrastructure. Corey says, be careful. It's that information that makes people who don't believe in satellites happy. Cynthia Beal says, Tom, what kind of thesis did you say you were writing? So I'm writing a bullish thesis on Qualcomm. So a lot of people have turned to be bears on Qualcomm, mainly because Apple kicked them to the curb because Apple is going to start developing their own M1 chipset. But I think that is not going to affect Qualcomm's business at all. And actually, I think that their revenue should probably double. So we're going to talk more about that later. Hey, Mars says, it's amazing, love it. Good to see you, Mars. This is the W Hotel here. Corey says, you sound very intelligent. Appreciate that. Thank you for not being a gatekeeper of info. Corey, thank you for being here. Hopefully you're enjoying the Miami stream. Beautiful night here. Hopefully you're having a good weekend, Corey. MYU says, Verizon and AT&T are gearing up to switch on 5G transmitters on January 19th. Yeah, MYU, you're actually 100% correct on that. There's been a big legal battle that's been going on because I believe it's with the Department of Aviation, mainly due to the radio frequency waves. But in my personal opinion, I don't think there's really no evidence that shows there's true interference. I really just think it's all like lobbyists, and the government wants their money, and that's why the government hosts spectrum auctions. I'm not sure if people are familiar with that, but in order for big telecom companies to buy bandwidth, it's actually called spectrum auctions, and they actually buy it from the government. Lizzie says, how big is Qualcomm? They were in San Diego, California big when you were stationed there. When I was stationed there? Lizzie, could you rephrase the comment? I apologize. So this is Panther Coffee. I think this is a satellite location, but everybody's been telling me I have to go here. Corey says, I'll be honest, 5G doesn't make me happy. We once use it as a weapon. Once a weapon, always I was DIA. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, Ren10 says, Google, the next Samsung are going to stop using Qualcomm Snapdragon chips. I'm not too sure about that, Ren10. But I will say, I had a really, really old iMac, and I traded it in to get the new one, and the thing is amazing. It's probably the best computer I've ever owned in my life, and that has the new Apple M1 chip in it. Rock Band 5 Million says, I'm not happy about 5G either. I'm happy about it, but I respect everybody's opinions. Shot by Scott says, we're going to be mothership location, Tom. We're going to the mothership location, Tom, yeah. They might not know how to make it at the right spot. Jesse James says, hope the Cardinals win. Now, sorry, Dallas lost again. Dino, funny. Yeah, Dino's like, yeah, Tom, maybe that was when you worked with Jeff Bezos. This is the City National Bank building here, right next to the Hyatt Regency. Hey, we have our pal NYC Cherry Groove here. What is up, Cherry Groove? Sabrina Fair, what's up? Christian says, good evening. Hey, Corey says, Tom, this channel is really good. Appreciate you. Wow, intelligent conversation. Hope all are well. Well, Corey, thank you. Corey, I think I've seen you here before. Is this your first day on the channel? For some reason, I think I've seen you here before. But if not, feel free to subscribe. And hopefully we'll be seeing you on more live streams soon. So one of the main reasons why I'm excited for 5G is because when we have true, dedicated 5G infrastructure, that's real 5G, not, the stuff that you see on like the retail stores in Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. That's just all gimmicky BS. Excuse my language, but real, true, dedicated 5G is going to save millions of lives. Quite literally. It is quite literally going to save millions of lives because it is going to allow for technological and medical breakthroughs that we would have never once thought possible. It's going to allow for true defined remote surgeries where some of the best surgeons, let's say in the United States, can perform a surgery while they're in the United States and their patient is in sub-Saharan Africa. 5G will allow very advanced algorithms and AI to be able to identify cancerous tumors way before any other doctor, I think this is a McLaren, right? Or anybody could. So 5G is very, very good. And I think that in order for technology to advance, you need to have faster internet connections. And you need very low latency and high throughput applications. So this is the Aston Martin building right here once again. Hey, Sabrina Fair, good to see you. Corey says Australia seems very interesting. Appealing culture. Interesting. Hey, Chris Hansen is here, says like nanobots. What's up, Chris? Bernard Friedman says my sister used to work at NYU, but now she moved to Australia. What is up, Bernard Friedman? Good to see you. Bernard is a fellow New Yorker on the chat. Corey says dropped in once. Absolutely, thank you all. Well, yeah, Corey, good to see you. Hopefully we see you on another stream. Always a pleasure talking with you. Starving Artist is Apple Maps now up there. QBiz is Aston Martin opens up January of 2023. That reminds me of New York City. Everybody riding around on the motorcycles and everything. Bernard Friedman is not really a New Yorker. You moved out when you were 6. Well, once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. Hey, for the love of God, good to see you. Hope you're well. NBF Forum, what's up? Hey, Triple G says those undersea cables that Tom speaks of have to be repaired from cuts and bends. They rub up against rocks and the ocean floor. Yeah, absolutely. That you are 100% right. Jonathan Francis, just like New York City dirt bikes. So this is the Merrill Lynch building, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch.
Have the information?
Lee says tomorrow is wheels up, guns down in Miami. Love that. Hey, Pablo says, hello, Tom. What's up, Pablo? Good to see you, Pablo. San Miguel says, I could see the chat is on fire tonight. What is up, San Miguel? Leia, this is just watched that Fort Myers tornado footage, and whoa, it was large and started as a water spout over the ocean. So is there any damage from that, everybody? Was there any major damage from the thing in Fort Myers today? Hopefully not. Pablo's is just here chilling. Well, thank you for being here. Sabrina Fair says, Tom can take a hairy topic and make it civil. Thank you, Sabrina. Yeah, I think that all topics should be civil. I think that, you know, ever since probably around the year 2008, maybe a little bit after that, every single issue has become so polarizing where everybody is so, it's like everybody wants to rip each other's faces off if they disagree. And I think that's kind of perplexing to me. Oh, this guy's dog is awesome. I believe it's an English bulldog. Dogs ever. Yeah, I mean, for me, I just think it's really bizarre with each other. They have to hate each other. I think that's just ridiculous. Hey, Vike says, Tom, would you prefer to live in the past or in the future? Well, I would argue we're living in the future right now. But I would say future. Bernard Friedman says, no newsstands unlike New York. Sabrina Fair says, English bulldogs are adorable. Hey, Daryl is here. Says, good evening from Chicago, Illinois. What is up, Daryl? For the love of God says, 2008, wonder what happened. The global financial crisis. Well, when did like Facebook? Hey, running at altitude says, how is the 5G in Miami? So I'm not streaming over 5G, I'm streaming over LTE. LTE is actually a little bit more reliable in my view. Lila says, I'm watching James and Carla in the Everglades earlier, and they were caught in the nasty storm. Well, I hope they were all right. I mean, the Everglades is really far out there. Corey says, how is the visible street crime? I've never seen any visible street crime here, to be honest. The Swan, good to see you. So we'll check out the view up here. Hey Faith, says Tom, the camera is clear. Do you have your gimbal tonight? We do have the gimbal. Ooh, Carol H says tornado in Fort Myers destroyed dozens of homes. It's horrible. I mean, you know, Carol, thank God I didn't have any damage at all. Thank God. Oh, these are all the biker guys. Hey, XOXX Bob, what's up? I feel like I'm in Harlem, right back home. That's a nice car right here. I wonder what's going on. Everybody seems to be blocking the streets. Is there like an event here or something? What the heck? Oh my God. Hey, the Sips is amazing footage right here. Well, this happens all the time in New York City. This is just like New York. I feel like I'm right back home. I feel like I'm coming out of the office. Oh, now it's a green light. Everybody's gonna get upset. I mean, this is how people get hurt, though. NG says, yeah, reminds you of the Bronx. I wonder what they're doing now. Hey, Daniel G says, wait till the police arrive. Yeah, it looks like they... Oh my God. I hate when they do this. Vic says, is it illegal in Florida to block traffic? It is. Hey, Fresh Start's here. What's up, Fresh Start? So now it's another green light. Oh, everybody's gonna get upset now. Oh my God. Ooh, you almost win. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of this. Hey, Andrew Lee says, what's up, Tom from New York City? What's up, Andrew? What's up, Faith? Good to see you. Doing this. It's ridiculous. It's kind of crazy. I mean, they shouldn't be blocking the street. I mean, if you do it, I think enough is enough now. I think enough is enough now. They gotta cut it out. Right. I mean, in my opinion, you know, after you do it for like 20 minutes, enough is enough, you know? What if people are trying to get home? People are trying to get home now. So Shop by Scott says this is Miami Wheels Up, Guns Down to celebrate no gun violence. Hey, what's up, War Walker? Okay. Hey, Burry, what's up? Hey, Tortellini. Hey, Corey, what's up? So I guess supposedly, I think if you look in the comments, Shop by Scott is saying that this is called Wheels Up, Guns Down. I guess it's celebrating no gun violence in Miami, but I think it's a little bit excessive maybe when you're, you know, blocking all the traffic. It perhaps a little bit excessive, but yeah, it feels like I'm right back in New York City. I mean, in New York they do this every day, so it's really nothing new. But this is on the corner of South 7th Street and South Miami Avenue. We'll go around here and then to the right. And you can see it a little bit better from there. Shop by Scott's is definitely excessive. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're holding up traffic for that long, it gets a little old. Kimmy G says it looks warm in Miami. It's 25 degrees and the snow is falling here. Yeah, Kimmy, it's actually seasonably a little bit cold here in Miami. It's right at about 68 degrees. Dino says they could have easily gotten away with doing it with the red light. Yeah, I mean, you know, all that stuff happens in New York all the time. Yeah, no police officers around for sure. Well, look at the traffic jam it's made. Well, then again, you know, there's always a lot of traffic here. Ren10 says, I am reading about Wheels Up, Guns Down event. It isn't sanctioned by the city. Hey, Western Mass Dave says, reminds me of the Macy's Day Parade when they stopped to do the march. What's up, Western Mass Dave? Good to see you. So in New York, de Blasio made a mandate where if any police officer catches anybody riding around on those dirt bikes or anything that's not registered to be able to operate on the road, they're actually going to take all of those dirt bikes and things like that and crush them. So I think under de Blasio, I think I was reading the statistic, it's something like 25,000 dirt bikes, ATVs, and everything like that that were taken off the road. It seems like a pretty busy night here at the outdoor mall. Hey, 48 says, evening, Tom. What's up, 48? Hope you're well in New Zealand. Western Mass Dave says, good to see you, Tom. Good to see you too. Good to see you as well. Kim Grant says they should sell them. So now this is a view of Mary Brickell Village. Obama says real bikers would never do that on that patch. Hey, Fresh Start is here. What's up, Fresh Start? Says Tom, does JFK have a great view of Manhattan skyline? I would say LaGuardia probably has a little bit better view of the Manhattan skyline, to be honest. Pablo says this site is colorful for sure. What's up, Pablo? 48 says, Tom, we just had a big police sting on dirt bikes here in New Zealand as well. Yeah, I mean, I think ever since the pandemic, there's been a lot of people that were pretty much just bored. So they're buying, you know, these dirt bikes that are not registered to be on the road and, you know, riding them around. But it's nothing new. I see this all the time. Yeah, Shop by Scott, me too. It's nothing new, especially being from New York. This stuff happens all the time. Not a big deal. Sarah G says Miami is a certain vibe. It's freer, spontaneous, and partying. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things I like about Miami the most is that there's something for everybody. If you want to have a good time and party, there's locations for that. If you want to just sort of relax, there's locations for that. And if you want to do a lot of business, there's also locations for that as well. So it's definitely good all around. So this is the view from the outdoor mall overlooking Brickell Village. Vinny Castellanos is wishing you a blessed week ahead. Thank you, Vinny. Vinny Castellano is joining us from Staten Island. Yeah, please no comments in the chat about shooting things and people, please. Hey, Jeffrey says hi, watching from Pennsylvania. What is up, Jeffrey? Good to see you. Daniel G is here from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Says that mall is small, but one of the finest in downtown Miami. These two buildings here are my favorite in Brickell. So it's going to be a big week on Wall Street. Luckily, the financial markets are closed tomorrow. But Q4 earnings are really kicked off. We're going to have the whole suite of financials reporting all this week. And I think earnings are going to come in a little bit better than expected. Even though JP Morgan Chase reported a quarter that beat analysts' expectations, it was actually a little bit of a smaller beat than expected. In this environment where stocks are priced to perfection, if you don't really have an outsizable beat, the stock is probably going to be down at least a couple points after hours. And that's what we saw with JP Morgan Chase, down about 6%. But I think that's actually probably a buying opportunity, in my opinion. And as interest rates continue to creep up, that should be positive for the bottom line of the big investment banks. Hey, 48 says, yes, Jerry, you are so right. Claudio Mendez says, I didn't know Miami was so beautiful, especially at night. What's up, Claudio? Bernard Friedman says, Tom, this mall is just pure luxury. Bob says, SLX Lux Towers. Joshua Lopez says, Tom, what is a great place to stay in Miami? So I think any place like Normandy Shores, North Miami Beach, Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, all those places are really nice, in my view. Is this spring break? I think spring break is in March. I didn't know. Maybe it's some high school event or something like that. Savi says, thank you guys. I never saw that in Canada or anywhere else. Welcome to all our Canadian viewers. Vinny Castellanos says, last Friday there was a huge sell-off in the market. Does it recover soon? So I think in Q1 and Q2 of this year, I think the markets are going to be down to flat. And I think after we have at least 2 earnings reports roll through for all the major companies, I think a lot of these companies are going to grow into their valuations. So what I mean by that is right now a lot of these software as a service stocks are the big high octane growth stocks. A lot of them are trading at really egregious price to earnings ratios, price to sales, price to book. So I think that as interest rates start to creep up and as growth continues to sell off, I think once we see earnings roll around and these companies produce very good earnings, they continue to grow their revenues and their earnings, their EPS, then I think it's going to be time to start accumulating shares of growth stocks again. And I already think we're seeing some signs of that. You know, even though the markets closed red across the board last week, they were well off of their lows. I think the only indice that was actually down deep in the red was the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And that was mainly because the financials were dragging down the sector. Hey, Noble Eagle 1, good to see you. Joey says, Tom, are you still planning to use the iMac for the financial videos and discussions? Yes. Joey, that is going to start once I come back from New York. And we are going to be doing that on the Behind the Street channel. And that should be daily. We should be doing that daily after the market close. So about maybe 4:30, I'll jump on. I'll do maybe a 30-minute live stream / podcast where we could all jump on, discuss the financial markets. Hey, Bernard Friedman says, bye, I have to go. See you in the next live stream. Well, thank you for joining, Bernard Friedman. We appreciate it very much. Claudio says, urban art on the buildings, very cool. For the love of God, so we're going to be changing up a couple things on the stream. And what I think I'm going to do is create a second YouTube channel called Behind the Street. And that is where we're really and dedicated finance channel where, you know, instead of, you know, as this channel is, you know, we talk about finance, but we also walk around, we talk about other things. So I think to give everybody a best of both worlds, I think that's going to be maybe a little bit better to do. But the membership is just, you know, if you want to support the channel and maybe get a little bit of a deeper dive, we'll do that. Elvis says, hi, what's up, Elvis? Obama says, do you know anyone that works for Amazon? It has to be a front for the feds. Yeah, I mean, I actually have a friend that's a software engineer at Amazon. Falcone says, you just showed Tobacco Road. It was great for food. Very cool. Hey, Mark Davis is here. Says, hello, Tom. Mark Davis is our pal from Canada, from Toronto. Good to see you, Mark. Yeah, Pablo says the Amazon thing, reducing costs. Juliana Gibbs says, hello, nice to catch your stream again tonight. What's up, Juliana Gibbs? Good to see you. So we're going to exit the mall here. Ren10 says, Amazon stock hasn't really moved in a year and a half. I'm going to pick some up. Yeah, I think the vast majority of the growth was priced in, right? So ever since we had, obviously, the COVID pandemic of 2020, I think Amazon was one of those big leaders out the gate. But a lot of their growth is priced in, right? But I think for the long term, I think Amazon is good to own because, you know, not only for their traditional e-commerce business, but more so to get exposure to their cloud computing unit, which is Amazon AWS, which I think is going to produce a ton of free cash going into the next decade. Shot by Scott says, I worked for Amazon in Seattle for 3 years. I must have not made the cut for the feds. Scott, what were you doing for Amazon? I didn't know that. Hey, Triple G says, Tom, are you having guests on your new stream as promised? Yeah, Triple G, that is all coming. It is all in the works. So please stay tuned. We will be having everything come full circle, end of Q1, beginning of Q2. Hey, Square Bet. Good to see you, Square Bet. Yeah, so Square Bet says Amazon makes most of their money on AWS. So I think this year, I was reading a statistic in Barron's that this year we had the most investment into data centers. And we've been talking about this on the stream all the time, that I think if you are interested in getting exposure to any sort of a REIT, and a REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, I think it's important to get exposure to data centers because those tend to have the highest ROI, very good cash flows, and very good profit margins too. So you could think about like an Equinix, and these data center REITs actually lease space to big cloud computing companies like Microsoft's Azure Cloud, Amazon AWS, and Google's Google Cloud as well. So I think it's very important to get exposure to those type of. What you want to do is you want to be able to own the underlying infrastructure of the internet. You know, platform as a service, all of those things are very good. Hey, hello from Jamaica. Welcome to all of our Jamaican viewers. Good to see you. Christian Felix says the world needs Amazon from Bezos and Amazon from Brazil too. Jerry says the cloud with power with Metaverse. Hey, Caroline says hi. How are you, Caroline? Good to see you. Sabrina Fair says outsourcing is the future, but the downside is they can shut you down at any time and vice versa. Interesting take. Hey, Ed Dunkel says there are a lot of blockchains that do data storage, but it doesn't make sense to me. What's up, Ed? Hey, Dan says I work for a pretty big company that supplies switchgear for these fan companies. They order so much gear, yes. And it's only going to continue. You know, Dan, we were just talking about a little while ago on the stream that over the past 2 years, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google have been the largest buyers of fiber optic cables that stretch across the United States to Europe, to India, to Africa. Because, you know, only about 8 years ago, Amazon and a lot of these other big tech companies didn't really own any of the fiber optic cables that really power the internet that runs, you know, sometimes, you know, 3 to 4 miles under the ocean and under the ocean, so 3 to 4 miles down. And in order to keep the promise to their customers for allowing their cloud services like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google's Google Cloud to be up and running 24/7, they need to start to own the actual physical infrastructure. So one of the things that a lot of regulators are concerned about is they're saying, look, you know, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google is literally buying the internet, in which case they own the internet. So they're worried about some monopolistic practices there. And I believe as of right now, there's over 885,000 miles of fiber optic cables that are run from the United States off the coast of New York, off the coast of Florida, Boston, some places in California. This guy's a scum, and you know, things like that. And that's really what how the internet works. But no one really thinks about it. XXX says the internet needs to remain open. I agree. Faith says, I adore the artistic buildings. I do too. This is the SLS Lux building. Hey, Bit of Wanderer is here. How are you, Bit of Wanderer? Sabrina Fair says, I think about it, Tom. Hey, Noble Eagle says, Web3 destroys the ancient internet. You know, I think you're probably right about that, actually. Hey, Bit of Wanderer says, first time here. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. We usually go live about 5 days a week between New York City and Miami. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Justin Null, good to see you. Gerard says, this area of Miami reminds me of Santa Monica. I'll show everybody the KPMG building right here. So you could think about KPMG, Ernst & Young, Deloitte. Bob says, Tom, the SLS Lux is the towers you like. Yeah, so it does appear that way, Bob. And these are really nice. You know, check out the lobby here where all the cars go. XXX, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Hey, Mark Davis says the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are moving on to the next round. Very cool. Noble Eagle 1 says Miami is the baddest place on earth. Well, hopefully you can get down to Miami sometime soon, Noble Eagle. This is the corner of Southeast 9th Street and South Miami Avenue. Hey, Devon Avery is here. This is good evening. What is up, Devon Avery? Always a pleasure to see you. Dan McLaren says, watch out, Tom. They might drop something from their balance. Oh, from their balconies. Jeez. Hey, Rob says, it's snowing here in Ohio right now. Well, hopefully you guys from Ohio can get down here. Sabrina Fair says, is this South Beach? No, this is not. This is Mary Brickell Village. The SIP says, what are the scooters? So those are rental scooters. People can rent them out really whenever they want. And get around the city. A bit of Wanderers is snowing here in Kentucky as well. Hey, Andy is here. What's up, Andy? Andy is joining us from Korea. What's up, Andy? Good to see you. As always, what's the weather like in Korea? I think it's maybe it's snowing in Korea. DB Douglas is the Skateboard Guy show. Yes, DB Douglas, what is going on? Shop by Scott says they used to have the best barbecue spot back there under the LA Fitness, but it closed in 2020. Good to see you, DB Douglas. Devon Avery says, you don't see many families, looks like mostly young, single adults. So in the neighborhood where I live, there's a lot of families actually. But that is a little bit further north. Pablo says, this year the Olympics. Yeah, the Olympics are supposed to be held in China. Bit of Wanderers is, to be fair, it's 9:30 p.m. Good to see you, DB Douglas, as always. Season So Blessed has just started in Connecticut. Pablo's is in February, right? You know, I'm not sure, but one of the things that's interesting is that, you know, China is consistently, as of right now, locking down entire cities in China due to the virus. But I think that's going to cripple their economy, and I don't know what their plan is going to be when they start to host the Olympics. Hey, Bit of Wanderers says the lighting on the buildings is great. Thanks for panning up occasionally. No problem. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's actually kind of freezing here. It's only 68 degrees, but it is windy. 68 and windy today. Hey David, what's up David? Good to see you. Hope you're well. And he says, nice view and insights as always. This building is kind of cool as well. Devon Avery says it looks like where the Miami Heat basketball players live. So usually everybody is sitting outside, but it's so windy tonight that everybody's on the inside. Hey, George Lopez. What is up, George? Good to see you, George Lopez. Cabrini's has so many food options there. Pretty nice. Yeah, I've yet to eat here, surprisingly, but I'm definitely going to have to as the weeks go on. Yeah, Faith says the buildings kind of look the same a little bit. Jerry says everybody's on the inside just like the stock market. Funny. Justin Null says everyone's wearing masks. What's up, Justin Null? So this is an Argentinian restaurant. Hey, Anna K says, welcome back. What's up, Anna K? I'm not sure if you guys could hear the wind, but it's definitely picking up. If you look at the palm trees, you can see the wind. This morning, you know, we almost had a tornado here in southern Florida. Triple G's mic is working really well tonight. We don't hear the wind. I think this is a Porsche here. Hey, D Miller, what's up, D Miller? This is in Wisconsin this week. I think I'll get in to swim at 8 degrees. I feel so sorry for you in Florida. My God. Yeah, that's way too cold for me, man. Good to see you, D. Miller. Kim Grants is someone at church on YouTube. Said gale force winds. Well, Fort Myers was supposedly really, really bad, but where I was in North Miami Beach, it wasn't. Let's see if we could walk down here without getting too much buffering. We'll see. Ooh, that place looks really cool. I want to show you guys that place. D Street Media says Porsche Panamera. Yeah, a bit of wander. It says Argentinian food, a lot of beef. Hey, Anna K says, did you walk this area yesterday? I don't recognize it. Well, we walked it a little bit. But you know what? This place looks like something I want to try a lot. We're going to have to look at the menu here. That place looks really good. I'm surprised we're not buffering here because we usually buffer when we're under the Metro Mover. The Swan, how is everything in Ireland? Wow, check out this view of the what was it called? SLS Towers? Devon Avery says, how much is it to ride the Metro? I believe the Metro Mover is free. I don't think it costs anything. I believe the Metro Mover is free. Hey, Justin Knoll. What is up, Justin Knoll? Hey, Broadway, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Hey, Tony Laga says, hi, my friend. How are you? Enjoy the beautiful Miami from Sydney, Australia. Welcome, everybody from Sydney. So we're going to head back over the bridge because we have to go to 1000 Museum. Because I do get the bus outside of 1000 Museum. Oh, I think these are Japanese noodles here, like a ramen spot. That's some of my favorite food, ramen. Hey, Devon Avery says, did you eat out tonight or any of the restaurants there? So surprisingly, I haven't eaten here before, like in the Mary Brickell Village. I usually eat up where I live, which is either North Beach or North Miami Beach is where I'm usually eating. But I think one night we're gonna have to come here and try it. Especially the ramen noodle place I wanna try.
The wind.
Yeah, the wind is crazy today. Oh, I think everybody's watching the football games here. Oh, but one piece of economic data that we're going to get out this week is new home sales. And I think that's probably going to be the number one piece of information that I want to see. So it's new home sales and then home prices. So we're going to be able to see on a year-over-year basis and a month-over-month basis just how much single-family homes have gone up. And I believe the average single-family home last month sold for a crazy $385,000, which to me is just really, really bizarre. And I think prices of homes are only going to go higher because of the low supply and extremely high demand. And even though if we think about the 30-year mortgage, the rates on the 30-year mortgage is at the highest rate ever. At least the highest rate ever in the last 2 years. I think the average rate on a mortgage or 30-year fixed was about 3.22% at the conclusion of last week. And it's sort of bizarre that we're thinking about high interest rates being 3.22%. I mean, that is still a really, really low rate.
Do not use the elevators.
So in the background, you can see the Bank of America Tower from here. Jerry says 385K can buy a 6-pack of tiny homes. Devon Avery says, we just refinanced and I was listed for over $400,000. Jay Gator says, median single family home sold in Miami-Dade was $500K. That's a lot. I think something's going on in here. Maybe it's just a smoke detector going off. But I got my place for just about $395,000 because I had the sellers pay the closing costs. Wow, Santo A says, I think we could see less than 2% on the 30-year down the line. I'm not sure about that, but that would be really, really crazy. I mean, that would just really juice the housing market. And that's another thing why I'm so perplexed and upset with the Federal Reserve, because, you know, if we have record low inventory for single family homes, why is the Federal Reserve still buying agency mortgage-backed securities? There's really no point. But supposedly Fed Chair Jerome Powell advised everybody that they are going to continue to taper at a faster than normal pace. For the love of God, says Tom, are you rich? I guess it depends on define the definition of rich. Tanya S says lots of action tonight. These 3 buildings here are my favorite. I can't stop looking at these things. Bit of Wanderer says this is interesting, a higher level of discourse than the other walkers, or at least a more adult topic of conversation. Well, thank you for being here. Yeah, a Bit of Wanderer. What we do on this stream is usually Monday through Friday we have a specific topic in relation to finance or tech, which we talk about on the streams. But usually on the weekends we just sort of hang out and walk around. Pablo says, how much YouTube money do you have? You know, surprisingly, contrary to what a lot of people think, I don't really make any money doing this. I do it because I actually enjoy it. You know, I think it's a blast. And I think it's a good networking opportunity. You guys would be surprised the amount of smart people. You guys are really, really smart people here. We have people from all over the world watching, you know, people from all different industries. So I think it's a good learning opportunity for me. So we'll head back over the bridge. Hey, Little Blondie is here. How are you? Good to see you. It says, hey Tom, new here. Why don't you have a car? So I don't have a car just because I don't want to deal with the liability. And obviously being from New York, I don't really have a need to drive. I usually take the subway, the Long Island Railroad. And here where I live in North Miami Beach, you know, the bus works fine. I just take the bus. I don't really want to deal with paying the car insurance, a car payment or anything. I'd rather just pay, you know, $2.50 to take the bus and then call it a day. That's a nice dog. I think it's a pit bull, I believe. Hey, Jason FTO is here. What's going on, Jason FTO? But I think if I was ever going to get a car, and I think I said this a couple streams ago, I'd probably get a Tesla. I think if I actually had to get a car, I think I'd probably get a Tesla. But that is definitely way, way down the line. I don't think anytime soon. This is my favorite, I guess you could call it a wall, favorite wall here. So Pittsburgh and Kansas City, it looks like KC is leading 14-7. And it is the second quarter. Zilch says, buy me a Tesla too. Ah, yes, the facade. Hey, Christian says, Tom, is parking free here? I don't think so. I think parking's probably like 50 bucks. Hey, David says, tell the truth, Tom, you're just a horrible driver. Okay, that too. I am a horrible driver. So here's how I think about it. You know, if I'm going to drive somewhere, I got to find parking. Oh, these things are really cool. If I drive somewhere, I have to find parking. I got to deal with, you know, getting tickets. I have to deal with, you know, road rage people and all crazies. I'd rather just jump on the bus. And if somebody hits the bus, I could just walk off the bus and go about my merry way. Oh, this is a kind of cool view over here of these buildings from this angle. Devon Avery's flea markets are a lot of fun down in South Miami. Rock Band 5 Million says, Soul Cycle, have you ever been, Tom? So I've actually been to Soul Cycle one time when I was, I used to play college soccer. And we used to, during preseason, take Soul Cycle classes, but only like 2 or 3 times we did that. Lockjaw is here. That's facts. I mean, some people like driving, but I just don't want to deal with that. I'd rather just take the train, take the bus, and just walk away. 48 says, put me behind the wheel of a car and everyone will have to run. Pablo says, where I live, public transportation is like hell on earth. Hey, Lisa's here. Says, Seaspiracy. What's up, Lisa? Good to see you as always. Hope you're having a good one. Lost in Cali says, I donated my old car and stopped driving 7 years ago. Public transportation now, and if all else fails, Uber. Yeah, and especially if you work for a large company, right? A lot of the times, if you work for a large notable company, they will pay for you, or they will pay for your Ubers, or at least do reimbursement, at least. Zilch says, what color Tesla, Tom? Probably white or black, I would say. Color Tesla. Hey, Mac Jack says, hi, happy Sunday fun day. What is up, Mac Jack? Good to see you. Peter Webley is moving from LA to Coral Gables. Wow. Coral Gables is beautiful. We're gonna have to do that one night on the stream, going to Coral Gables. Obama says, look up Supra Racing on YouTube. Bit of Wander says, I want that pic on my background. All right, so let's head back to the Riverwalk. I have a feeling we're gonna see some amazing yachts once again. And maybe we'll get a better look at that other yacht. Hopefully the James Bond yacht, as I like to call it, is there, that has the helicopter on the roof. We'll check that out. So one of the reasons why I bought a piece of property further north, just south of Aventura, is because, I speculate the Florida housing market is going to go by the same way that New York City and Brooklyn did. If you think about in 1995, if you lived in Bedford-Stuyvesant, the property values were so low, right? But, look at Bed-Stuy now. I'm not sure if anybody is familiar with Brooklyn, but Bed-Stuy, Williamsburg, even parts of East New York now, these, if you own a brownstone there, these are multi-million-dollar properties now. And I think that's going to go by the way of places like Little Haiti very soon in North Miami Beach. Hey, Faith, you don't have to do that, Faith. I appreciate you so much. Faith, thank you for the $25 donation. I appreciate you. Very kind. Faith is a good pal on the channel. Appreciate you very much, Faith. You are awesome. And thank you for the support. Grievous says, drive all the locals out. Not nice. Yeah, I don't really understand that argument. A lot of people make that says, if you want to buy in an area that's up and coming, you shouldn't do that because you're going to drive the locals out. Well, I'm not sure if you're from New York, but there was an old saying that if you lived in Bed-Stuy, it was called Bed-Stuy, do or die. And it was pretty much the murder capital in New York. So I'm sure the locals enjoy having Bedford-Stuyvesant not being the murder capital in New York anymore. I'm sure that they enjoy being able to go out and not worry that their little kids are going to be shot in the face walking to school. So as neighborhoods improve, not everything is going to be perfect, but I think that as neighborhoods that are dangerous become more safe, the vast majority of people appreciate that, as opposed to, some of the neighborhoods in New York and even in the Bronx in the 70s and the 80s. It was a real big concern just having your kids walk to school, possibly being shot by a stray bullet or something like that. So I never really understood that argument that, these neighborhoods are becoming nicer, you're pushing the locals out. I think we have to live in reality to say that every single thing that happens, there's always going to be good and bad, right? So as neighborhoods get better, they generally become more expensive. But as those neighborhoods become more expensive, they attract people with higher paying jobs. They attract companies that want to build businesses there and hire employees. And I think overall it's better for the overall economy. But that's my opinion, and I respect both sides of the argument. I absolutely do. Bit of Wanderers says, I think the counter argument would be that the same investments could be made by cities without selling property as investment, not taking the other side of the aisle. No, I respect both sides. I think it's a very good point you just made. I think it's a very good point. But I think for the good of everybody in a community, I think it's a positive when neighborhoods have reduced crime, reduced violence. I think that's better personally. Hey, Feminist is here, says hi guys. Good to see you, Feminist. Jean Paul says Wynwood is a prime example of gentrification. Yeah, so I'm not too familiar with Wynwood, but supposedly it's really beautiful now with all of the art stuff like that going. Justin Knoll says, but the economy crashes, crime goes up. But when economy crashes, crime goes up, says Justin. Live stream best host equals interesting conversation. Thank you, Vinny Castellano. For the love of God, says Winwood, when are you going? We will be going very soon. Bob says Winwood used to be a warehouse district. No, but I think people make good arguments on both sides. But I still hold the notion that you can't demonize, property developers. You can't demonize people that are saying, hey, I'm not going to buy in a very, very rich area if I can't afford it. What I would do is I would look for areas of opportunity within the housing marketplace to say, okay, well, this area, it's not fully developed yet. There's still a little bit of crime. But I think that over time, the area could improve. I mean, that's just normal investment behavior. And I think that's normal human psychology too. Why would you want to buy in a neighborhood that has multi-million dollar homes if that sort of pricing is already priced into the market, especially if you don't have that much capital or resources. Hey, LaFresh Sinatra says, hey, what's up, Tom, from Tampa, Florida. Good to see you. LaFresh Sinatra says, former New Yorker here. Very cool. Faith says, Tom, never go against your blessing. Appreciate it, Faith. Ooh, check out this building. Bit of Wanderers has agreed you can't demonize. It's available. It can be invested in. I think the responsibility to make the neighborhood better was dropped years before when better jobs should have been created. Yeah, and I definitely do see the side of the argument about the institutionalized issues within certain communities from government officials and from corrupt government officials and things like that too. That side of the argument is very, very real. And I think has been built into some communities over the years through things like the prison industrial complex and the like. I'm not sure if anybody has read up on the private prison systems, but those are the exact type of things that then can create those issues for sure. Hey, Dino says New York City already has rent control and rent stabilization for gentrified neighborhoods. They can't raise the rent dramatically for existing residents who were there before. Dino, that's funny because, so in my building, my old building right there on Central Park South, and the only reason why I was able to live there is because it was during a pandemic and the rents were cut in half. I believe there is somebody in that building that still pays like $600 for rent. As crazy as that sounds. Hey, Bit of Wander says, wow, well, this was fun. I will be back. I just subscribed. Thank you, and nice to meet you. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it, and hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Jerry says gentrification roots are from the same as Walmart selling cheap Chinese goods. Hey, NNB 045, what is going on? Says Tom, I feel good today. A woman today got a job offer thanks to my positive referral. Awesome, dude. It's always good to help the next guy out. Always remember that. It's always good to help the other guy out. And that's why it's so important, and we talk about this all the time on the stream. It's so important to build a good network because, you know, there's going to be times in life, you know, when you unfortunately get laid off or something like that, and you need good friends in your life that are willing to provide a referral for jobs and things like that. So that's awesome that you did that, dude. Hey, Feminist is here. Says, I'm following from Saudi Arabia. I know it's a far place, but I love Miami. Hey, thank you for being here, Feminist. And hopefully we will see you on more streams in the future. You know, surprisingly, we are growing a pretty big audience from Saudi Arabia. Zilch says sunset tomorrow, Tom, early stream, hopefully. Hopefully we will. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, so it is Martin Luther King Day, so everybody is pretty much off here in the United States, so hopefully we can. So I'll show you guys the Aston Martin building one more time, which is right here. Vike says it's snowing in Times Square right now. Hey, the Austin Tennis says, how does Tom normally celebrate Martin Luther King Day? Well, I think everybody has off in the United States. Well, pretty much everybody. I think it's a government holiday. So stock markets are closed. But me personally, I mean, I think it's just about being appreciative for what you have, and a reminder to treat everybody with respect, no matter what race or color or religion you have, because we're all humans on this earth just trying to make it, and it's easier if you're nice to people and not nasty. So just a reminder to not be a jerk, I guess, and just, you know, treat people with respect in order for the bull market to roll on. And opportunities are endless in this country. Ooh, Jay Gator is doing taxes. Jay Gator. I just got finished doing mine. But let's just say it's we have a lot of work to do. We may have to get creative, let's just say that. Hey, 48 is here from New Zealand, says, I agree, Tom. Lockjaw says, facts. Ed Paque says, we are all the same. Iriva says, oh yes, when are you live streaming the Dolphins during the day? So I want to do it at like 4 o'clock. You know, today I was going to do the live stream early today, but it was raining and it was so dark, so I couldn't do it. But I'm telling you guys, I'm not kidding. During the day, oh, check out the Metro Mover right there. During the day, you could see dolphins jumping in and out of here, I promise. Hey, Marilyn is here as the stock market is closed tomorrow because of the holiday. Indeed it is. Marilyn, what is going on? Joining us from Murray Hill in New York City. It's a beautiful full moon here. Hey, NNB045. It's your birthday today, man. Happy birthday, that's awesome. So happy birthday. Let's get a happy birthday in the chat for NNB045. He's a great guy. Fantastic, one of the best. Hey, Dee Dee's here. What's up, Dee Dee? Mike C says, I get my late 1099 sent to me. No way I could do my taxes yet. Yeah, so I'm still waiting for all of my investment stuff. We got the bikers again for NMB 045. We got all the bikers coming back down. Hey, Kevin Sunderland. It's Mad Max in Miami tonight. What's up, Kevin? Daniel G's like, let's get a bike to join them. Andrew says, are the futures open tonight? Well, the stock market and the debt market, the bond market is closed tomorrow for Martin Luther King Day. So trading will reopen on Tuesday. So futures should be open. Futures should be open Monday night. Excuse me. Oh, check out the City National Bank building. I'm going to show you guys this. Check this out. This is one of my favorite buildings in Miami. Hey, Dan McLaren says bikes in Wall Street. Cabrini says, can one of the topics be how to do crypto taxes? Yeah, I mean, so it's really simple. You know, let's say if you're purchasing cryptocurrencies through Gemini or anything like that, they're going to send you a tax form at the end of the year. So it's actually very easy to do the taxes. NNB045 says, thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. You're a great bunch. For Tom's chat. Yeah, NNB, have a good one, my friend. Hopefully you enjoy. Mike C says, looks like a building out of a movie. Yeah, it contrasts pretty well with the clouds as well. It is the City National Bank building. Nice. Triple G says 10 p.m. Andy says cool building. So I guess we'll go past the hotel here. War Walker's joining us from the 305. What's up, War Walker? Hey, Mets fan 1023 says, in my opinion, the best consumer bank is Charles Schwab. So I use Charles Schwab as my broker. As well as Interactive Brokers. Caroline says, what time is it there? I believe it's 10 o'clock at night. This is a cool shot with the American flag and the Aston Martin building in the back. And this is the very famous JW Marriott here in Manhattan, the Marriott Marquis. Did I say here in Manhattan or here in Miami? We're in Miami, trust me. Ooh, check out in here. This place looks very cool. Cabrini's is here in Manhattan. So here we are at the Wells Fargo Center, and we have Deloitte. So Deloitte is a major consulting firm. You could think about KPMG, Ernst & Young, Deloitte, Boston Consulting, any of the big management consulting firms. Shot by Scott says, Tom, are you a bundled up Floridian already? I mean, I have a little bit of a sweatshirt on, nothing too major, nothing too major. The Swan says, Miami equals Coconut City. So this is the Metro Mover rails, and it goes throughout the entire downtown Miami. And I think we're coming up on the major Whole Foods here. So this is the main Whole Foods. Hey, Dogman is here. What's up, Dogman? This is beautiful palm trees. Good to see you, Dogman. So here is the Whole Foods. The Austin Tennis is, Tom's got a full parka on here right now. Hey, Marilyn says, I donated blood because there is a blood shortage. Well, that's very good to do. Very good to donate blood. Hey, so speaking about blood and all that stuff, did anybody hear about they did the first successful pig heart transplant to a human? So there's actually a guy right now, and talk about a medical miracle. There's a guy right now that is walking around with a heart of a pig that was genetically modified to work in his body. And I just think that is incredible. So it saved the guy's life. So this particular gentleman is walking around with a pig's heart in him. Crazy. So this is the SunTrust building downtown. The Austin Tennis says, I had 5 guys this afternoon in honor of you, Tom. I still think Shake Shack is better. Well, appreciate you getting 5 guys. Appreciate that very much. Hey, Gloria says, Charles Schwab and Discover are 2 necessities everybody should have. Yeah, for me, I use Charles Schwab as well as Interactive Brokers. Those are the main 2 that I use. Dino says they did a baboon heart transplant in an infant in 1980. Wow. Kel Sonic says that transplant patient was a felon in the 1980s. No, I think they just did it on a guy like 3 days ago. It was in the Wall Street Journal. It's just camera. Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining once again. Well, I mean, thank God the operation went well. Hey, Mike C says, I like stock slices, fractional shares in Schwab. Yeah, that is true. I believe if you are a client to Charles Schwab, you're able to buy fractional shares. All right, let's see if I can cross here soon. I think we're good. So there's a big event that is just getting out. We're about to see it. It's the CrossFit event. You can see some of the people getting out right now, but when I was down here during the day, there was so many people. There was literally thousands of people down here for a CrossFit event, which is pretty crazy. Mike sees this is in Vegas. No jail time for jaywalking. So straight ahead is the Intercontinental Hotel. I think we could hear some of the CrossFit stuff. So this is a very famous financial building here, the Southeast Financial Center in Miami. Check out how tall this thing is. Hey, TJM says there are any historic churches in the area. I think we actually just walked past one at the beginning of the stream. There was a pretty historic church. Oh, here's the Metro Mover taking off right here. Hey, Maria says, welcome to the state of Florida. Thank you. Charles S. says, it's a shame. Yeah, I don't know if it was, I don't know the story. I mean, it was just a guy. I don't know if he was a felon or not. All right, let's cross. Yeah, it looks like this CrossFit thing is just getting out. I'm not sure if it was a competition or if it was like an event. Yeah, it looks like it's just getting out. Hey, I see Out and About here. It says, good evening, happy Sunday. It is 10:10 p.m. What is up, Out and About? Out and About is our moderator from Toronto, Canada. Good to see you, Out and About. Oh, Wadapalooza. Copy that. Francisco GM says, it's so beautiful, Miami City, so clean. So many palm trees, I love it. And the weather looks great. Yeah, the weather is great tonight. And it was actually quite cold today. It was about 68 degrees. As we are outside Wadapalooza. Yeah, it says fitness folks in Miami is next level. It appears like it. Hey, Marilyn says subscribe to the channel so we can hit 9,500. Well, thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, everybody. So I wonder if there's like actual competition here or whatever it is. Hey, Gloria Mills says, have you done a video on St. Augustine? I heard it's beautiful. So I've never been there, but we're definitely going to have to do it. We're definitely going to have to check it out. Yeah, it looks like it's just getting out now.
That was fuck. I'm so mad I missed that. I know you did. And I know, so I was like, I'm standing in this corral. Like,
Out and About says, I just made a pot of homemade chili. Very cool.
It was insane, bro. Like,
Out and About, stay warm over there in Toronto. I hear it's below freezing there now. Scott says WAD equals workout of the day. Marilyn says, Tom, have you been to the Florida Keys? Not yet, but that is on the bucket list to do. So I think once I come back from New York, I'm gonna check it out. But St. Augustine is actually the location where very famous money manager Cathie Wood moved her firm from New York City down to Florida. And Cathie Wood is very famous for her ARC funds. And the ARC funds actually are made up of all extremely high beta growth stocks, which over the past year have been absolutely clocked. I believe all of the ARC Innovation ETFs are down well over 40% across the board as we've been dealing with higher interest rates and PE compression in a lot of these notable names. So she has been taking a lot of heat with her ARK funds lately. Hey, Square Bets' Action Kid went to the Keys. There's chickens walking around everywhere. So in some parts of my neighborhood, there's roosters walking around, chickens and the like. Which I kind of like. It's just a camera says if you see black garbage bags floating in the Keys, just don't open them. Yeah, that's what they say about the Hudson River as well. I always give that advice for anybody venturing over there. But the Behind the Street newsletter should be sent out to everybody tonight. So if you want to receive a free financial newsletter that's written by me every single Sunday, if you type !news, NEWS, in the chat, it'll drop a link to the Behind the Street newsletter where you can feel free to punch in your email address and sign up. Hey, Joshua Lopez is Tom, how long will you be in New York? It's looking like 5 days, probably about 5 days. But actually I was trying to get out of going to New York this month. But it looks like I need to be there, unfortunately, so I will be there. Oh, you're right. Yeah, Craig, Kathy would move to St. Pete's, not St. Augustine. You're right. You're right. Sorry, I was getting the two confused. You are right. Michelle McGraw says, my daughter lives just outside of St. Augustine. She adopted a rooster that has been coming to her house. Very cool. That's so funny. Maria says, well, I also invite you to the city of Hialeah, but you have to speak two languages, Spanish and English. Yeah, a lot of people here speak Spanish, so I think I'm going to be able to improve on my Spanish. Ken Kramer says, ARK funds are a mess. Yeah, I believe the very notable ARK, ARKK, is down about, I think, almost 70% from its all-time record highs. So in order for us to have a real, pickup in growth stocks, I think we're going to need to see a pretty big bid come under the market there. So we'll keep an eye on it. Hey, AMB says, how you doing, Tom? I am doing very well, AMB. Oh, and I think we have to switch to a Twitch stream now because the gimbal ran out of battery. Mike C says, isn't St. Augustine the oldest continuing settlement in the United States? I'm not sure about that. But it's supposedly beautiful there. I've been hearing about it from a lot of people. Michelle McGraw says she named him Jerry. She puts food out for him every day. So Michelle, outside my house, there are so many cats. It's insane. But here's the good thing. In Florida, we do have a lot of roaches, and the cats will eat all the roaches and the bugs, so that is a good plus. All right, sorry about that. Hey, Dogman says, I know the S-ARK short ARK ETF is up about 50% the last couple months. Yeah, so I think we're probably going to have a capitulation event. And then it should be, but look, one of the things that I like to do, and I actually included this in the newsletter, is I overlaid a chart of the NASDAQ during the 2000 dot-com bubble with the ARK Innovator ETF, and it looks so similar. And this usually happens all the time. Anytime there's a big ETF or a big money manager that's outperforming the market, 9 times out of 10, that's pretty much the top of the market. NMB 045 says birds eat most of the mosquitoes. Yeah, I mean, that's why I like the cats in my neighborhood, because the cats eat everything. And also I have a lot of iguanas in the neighborhood as well. So we are coming up towards Bayside. And Northeast 3rd Street. And if you look on the horizon, you could actually see the Freedom Tower in downtown Miami. And we are going to be walking right past the FTX Arena. Yeah, Obama says 2000 was nasty. Yeah, the ARK Innovator ETFs look exactly like the NASDAQ once it topped in the year 2000. Exactly. Gloria Mills has stayed at 4th of July week in St. Pete's 40 years ago when my children were small. They had pirates offshore battling on the ships for great entertainment for the kids. Optimus Prime